First tonight, Okadu High School, the winners of the $12,000 Culinary ProStart Scholarship, are celebrating a bittersweet win. For only one day after the competition, the chefs in training were told that they would not be able to compete in the national round of competition due to a lack of appropriated travel funds. PNC's Rebecca Elmore has a story.
Months of preparation and training led to the ultimate payoff. 4 Okadu High School students won Guam Community College's ProStart Scholarship after a grueling culinary competition. For the 4 seniors competing in ProStart, the win was a realization of all their hard work. But the very next day, the students were told that they would not be making it to the final round of competition in South Carolina. When PNC interviewed the students today, the feeling was a bit bittersweet.
So before the actual competition, we had a group meeting with all the other schools, and they announced that there was definitely budget to send the winning team to South Carolina, and that's what we all aimed for. All the schools aimed to win, to go to South Carolina to represent Guam. However, after that, maybe a week before the competition, that's when the meeting with the instructors happened, and they said that there was no longer a budget from the government to send the winning team to South Carolina, and that was a very big disappointment and a downfall for us.
The group explained that their rigorous training schedule includes 4 to 5 days of practice, even on the weekends if need be. Each student has amassed several hours of dedicated study just to prepare themselves to compete at a national level. And with the South Carolina competition looming in the next 2 months, Chef Kennelyn Miranda, Okadu's ProStart instructor, worries that the group risks falling behind while they wait for funding confirmation. ProStart is the career and technical education program in Guam's public high schools that feeds into GCC's culinary arts program, according to a Guam Community College press release. Jane Flores, GCC's Assistant Director of Communications, tells us that GCC understands how important this program is to the students. But she knows for a fact that no one within GCC's upper management made promises of competing in the national competition. In fact, she says, she was careful to leave out the mention of the national competition in the press releases. Flores adds that unless a program is federally funded or provided via grants, all funding for travel has currently been suspended at GCC, due in part to the lack of funding GCC is still expecting for both fiscal year 16 and fiscal year 17. It's not clear if the funding should have been appropriated to begin with, but Okadu's administration says it doesn't make sense to keep students from moving forward with the competition, especially when they worked so hard to get there.
And also, we've been working since our sophomore years to get to this level. We know that we can for sure win in the nationals, so we wanted to bring honor back to Guam as well.
Some of the students took to social media to share their frustration over the apparent lack of a budget. Miranda says the grand total needed is $25,000, and that includes purchasing the ingredients, travel, and accommodations. But to be clear, they're not asking the community to raise funds on their behalf, but rather to highlight the issue to the legislature, the governor, and the lieutenant governor to expedite the process to appropriate funds they need to compete abroad. Chairman of Education Senator Joe San Augustin and Chairman of Tourism Senator Dennis Rodriguez were not available for comment as of news time. Reporting for PNC News, I'm Rebecca Elmore.
And late this afternoon, Flores responded to PNC saying the ongoing situation with ProStart is, quote, unfortunate, but we are fiscally extremely vulnerable right now, and payroll must be the priority, end quote. Flores says GCC is still $3 million behind for the FY16 budget and $6 million behind for FY17.